So Nicki, thanks for joining us. Pret a Manger has a great reputation for dealing with its food waste responsibly. Can I ask you a few questions about how it all works?
Absolutely, of course you can.
Okay, great. So Nicki, can you tell me a bit about the project that Pret a Manger is doing to reduce its food waste?
Okay, well, it's not so much a project really, it's something that Pret's been doing for the whole time that it's existed, so 25 years. We've always tried to give our food away at the end of the day to the homeless. We've got a little bit more sophisticated with that over time, but it's a very simple scheme. The idea is that the food that we don't sell at the end of the day, we link up with a local homeless charity and we give them that food.
So how are you dealing with the people who receive the food?
There's two separate ways that we deal with them. We have somebody here in our head office who actually, his whole responsibility, his sole job is to link up local charities with our Pret shops. So he's our liaison officer, if you like, and he finds these charities for us. And then he indicates to those charities what time they need to go to our shop at the end of the day to collect the food. And these charities are primarily shelters, drop-in centres, hostels, that sort of thing. And then the other way that we liaise with our clients, as we call them, we've got our own Pret Charity Run, which is actually a fleet of vans which go around London every night and go to certain Pret shops, collect the unsold food and distribute that food directly to the homeless people out on the streets.
I understand that you're using vans to transport the food. Do the vans go to homeless charities and kitchens?
Yes, they do. Soup kitchens, hostels, you name it, they'll go anywhere where the food's needed. And they're LPG vans as well, so we try and be as eco-friendly as possible in that respect.
I understand that not every Pret a Manger shop has this process. Can you explain what the barriers are and how you overcame them?
Well, the vast majority of our shops throughout the UK do have this collection service. It moves around between sort of 96 and 98% of our shops. So that's a really high percentage, considering we've got over 200 shops in the UK now. There are a few shops where it's a bit more difficult. So, for example, airports, where to get access to behind the scenes, if you like, is quite difficult. So they can be tricky to link up a local charity. But we're only talking about 5 or 6 shops that don't have a charity collection every day. So it's in the more sort of remote areas where the obstacles, but apart from that, it's actually quite easy to find these places and these people who require the food. There's lots of people in need out there.
How much is the project costing Pret a Manger and how are you funding it?
Well, the two parts that I explained earlier, the one part where the volunteers from the hostels come to our shops, that doesn't cost us anything. But the other part where we have the vans which collect the food and distribute, that's a considerable amount of money. So we're talking about 200 grand a year to provide that service. So that's 5 vans servicing about 45 shops in London and taking the food to around 20 hostels at the end of the night. So it's quite expensive to do that. It's an investment that we felt we should make and we could make. And we do it via taking a certain amount of money out of a number of products that we sell. So for example, our tuna baguette, if you look on that, there's a sticker on our tuna baguette, 10p from every tuna baguette goes to run the Pret Charity Run at the end of the day. And we've got a number of other products that do the same thing.
What are the main positive and negative experiences of the project?
I can't think of any negatives to the scheme at all. It's a win-win for everybody. You're diverting food from landfill, which is really important for environmental reasons. You're actually helping a social need that's out there. There's people who are hungry and they need the food, so we're helping them as well. And you know, it's relatively low cost all in all when you look at it. So I can't think of any negatives at all.
How do you collaborate with partner organisations?
We don't really. We just work with Pret. We subcontract to a company called Clean Society who help us to manage the vans at the end of the day. But that's it. It's pretty self-contained and we don't need to work with anybody else.
And finally, how would you like to see the project inspire similar organisations to start similar projects in future?
Well, I think other businesses need to do it. I've heard on the grapevine that some of our competitors are doing it, and I think that's a great thing. We shouldn't be throwing away food at the end of the day. It's a huge problem within the UK. There's people who are hungry out there, so people need to get organised. Businesses need to get organised on this, and ultimately you can save money as well by not throwing as much away. So your waste costs can come down at the end of the day as well. So again, from a financial perspective, it makes sense, and it's a good story.
Nicki from Pret a Manger, thank you very much.